Hello everyone and welcome back to Byte&BrewPune. Good afternoon. Today we are going to understand and discuss some new concepts of ITILv4 foundation course. So the new topic is ITIL guiding principles. Before to that, for my viewers, if you all are new to ITIL, this session is going to shape how you think about service management. And if you are experienced, this session will refine how you make decisions at what scale. As you all know that I'm having more than 16 plus years of experience in IT industry, worked as incident manager, service delivery managers, now regional manager handling a region, consultant for ITSM. So there are plenty of roles I have worked on, and there are plenty of streams of products where I have worked, and the companies which are using IT properly now, like automotives, healthcare, finance, telecom, ISPs, plenty of others. So I would love to share with you guys that one statement which we have discussed in the last video also. So value is not what we create actually. Value is what the customer perceives, what he is getting or what they are getting out of your services can be considered as a customer service or a value for that customer. So moving ahead, if we talk about ITILv4, it is not just about processes. It is not just about practices, what you are creating and how you are achieving it. It is all about thinking. It is all about aligning IT with business strategies. It is all about enabling the digital transformation safely, efficiently, and sustainably. So whenever you are working on IT, just don't think about processes and practices, whatever you are having in your hand. Today we'll be covering three fundamental pillars: the guiding principles, governance, and service value chain or value streams, you can say. Together, these form the backbone of ITILv4 service value system. Now, if your organization is moving towards clouds, automation, DevOps, AI, or digital transformations, these concepts are not optional, they're essential. Now, we'll start and we'll begin with the topic, today's topic, the guiding principles. There are 7 guiding principles which are universal recommendations. They apply in every organization and in every situations and every transformations. These principles should be applied. They are not a perspective. They are not a step-by-step instructions. They are decision-making lenses. So if you understand all those things and if you implement all these principles in your daily routine work, it will enable you to understand and to make your decisions properly. Now, so moving ahead with one topic ahead. So focus on value when we talk about. So focusing on value is something like everything in the organization must not create value for stakeholders, or everything what you are working on is not creating a value for your stakeholders. So you need to ask a kind of questions to yourself that who is going to benefit with this particular service? What kind of problem you are going to resolve by working into this? Or we can understand in a different way, like value in ITIL is co-created, as we discussed in the last lecture. So it emerges from the interaction between the service provider and the consumer. And it is not just output, it is an outcome. So whenever you are understanding or working, like in the previous lecture we have heard or discussed that it is about value can be co-created with the presence of the provider and the customer. So why it is in that way? Because until unless in the past video we have understood that value is not created by the deployment. It can be created by the realization after the use of that particular service. So similarly, if you are not collaborating with your customers, you are not able to understand the value of that particular service, whatever you are providing. So understand with one simple example. Suppose you are working in an organization and you have created a nice automation or excellent kind of approval system for your change management system. Now, these approvals are there and they are working fine with the automation and they are going perfectly as you have thought of. But the customers are still complaining that they are not happy with this service. Now what is happening? Why? Because the approval themselves added no value. So it is just a kind of process you have increased or a process load you have increased. So then suppose the team or your team will remove eliminated 8 processes out of it. Then what will happen? Customer satisfaction level increase because they can see that in few processes or in few number of processes we are able to achieve what we are trying to achieve in 10-15 processes. So always connect value to stakeholders whenever you are working on it. Whenever someone is asking you, or suppose you are in your exam, it is asked that how value is created. It will be your stakeholders. You have to connect with your stakeholders and then you'll be able to understand. There is a nice quote by writer Peter Drucker. So the purpose of business is to create a customer, right? So try to understand that. If you are doing a business, the purpose of a business is to create a customer. And how you are going to create a customer? When you will start providing a good service or good value to your customers. Whatever you are selling or whatever you are proposing to your customer is going to make a kind of value for them. So then you will be able to understand that. Now, coming to the next topic, start where you are. Use existing resources before rebuilding. So now, don't rebuild everything from scratch. Assess current state first. So what you are doing, where you are right now, what tools you are having in your hand. So you need to understand that your current situation, where you are established right now and where you are, you can be able to go and what you are willing to achieve. So for that you need to work on your or evaluate your resources, what you are having, what technologies you are having. So simply leverage your existing capabilities, data, the cultural maturity before designing future state. So first evaluate yourself and then start planning for the new state of your services or of your processes or your practices. So instead of replacing suppose take an example, we are just trying to understand and I'm trying to explain you with some technical pointers. Instead of replacing the service desk tool, we optimize categorization and knowledge users first, saving millions, obviously. So if suppose someone is proposing you that your ServiceNow tool, or not ServiceNow, your service desk tool, anything which you are using, maybe Helix or maybe Remedy or maybe something else, and someone comes up with a new tool and proposes you that you can remove that tool and you can get started with the new one. So apart jumping into the direct on that particular new tool, it is better to try to understand your old tool. Categorize yourself to the old tool. Knowledge base you can check. How much people are using the knowledge bases, how much people are aware of those knowledge bases. So once your team is good and able to understand the knowledge base, the KB articles you have created, the technology you are proposing and selling, it will help you to understand and you will be able to understand that old tool is enough to work on. Now mistakes. Assuming current state is broken without data. People jump on conclusion and they go and change their tools or current tools, and then they spend millions of dollars or millions of rupees just to get onboarded on the new tools, and which is a loss of money, loss of technology, and you have to spend a lot of money on training your new employees or old employees even the government. Now, before you change direction, know where you stand. So this is a nice single statement, English statement, which says before you change your direction, you know where you are standing right now. So before jumping on a conclusion, it's better just evaluate yourself that what you are having in your hand and start working with that capabilities. And then afterwards, if needed, just go for new technologies and work with them. Now, there is the third term, which is progress iteratively with feedback. Now, what does that mean? Take small steps, get feedback, improve continuously. As simple as that. So whatever you have created, whatever you are having in your hand, unless you are not going to get a proper feedback, maybe from your management, maybe from your consumers, till then you will not be able to understand that what you are doing and what you are working on, right? So now, take an example that in the previous lecture, we have talked about continual improvement. So if suppose you are working onto it, like you are changing something, maybe the services you are changing, maybe the explanation you are changing, maybe the processes or practices you are changing, but you need to have a feedback from your customers and from your management also. The iterative improvement reduces risk and increases adaptability in a volatile environment. It always happens into that way. So deploy a kind of self-service portal, improve based on users analytics, like how people are using your tools, how your technical team is using the tools. So apart from going or achieving the perfection, just try to improve your small mistakes wherever you are having. So people say that perfect is the enemy of good, right? So don't be that perfectionist. Don't wait for the perfectionism. Just go ahead, work onto it, get the feedback, improve it, whatever the mistakes are there, and then again keep on doing the same cycle again and again and again. And definitely one day will come that you will achieve your perfection. And your processes will get smoother, your practices will get smoother, and you will be able to create a wonderful value for your consumers and your customers. Now, coming to the new point, which is collaborate and promote visibility. Now, what does that mean? We all have seen, like, there are people who works in silos like an individual contributors. They don't want to share their ideas. They don't want to share their status of work, what they are doing and where they are standing with their job, their task. So we need to break those silos. We don't expect people to work in silos. We want people to come out of their den and share the knowledge, the technologies, and the work, the way they try to work onto it. So people need to understand that, people need to work onto it, and people need to read it out and express the knowledge, share the technological things, share the processes thing. If it is not happening, then there will be a problem in the team. Outside the team, your consumers will be facing some trouble. You will get some horrible feedbacks from your management or from your consumers, which will create a kind of problem for you all. Now, take an example. Open a Kanban boards across infra and dev teams, reduced incident resolution time by 30%. Decision making in isolation, right? Or suppose like you have a dashboard which you are working on. Infra team is working, dev team is working, and if you are seeing that there is a reduction of 30% of resolution time or incident resolution time, in that case, what will happen? You are getting a knowledge or you are getting a state to understand that where you exist. Now you need to improve, or you will try to improve that, okay, we have reduced 30% of our resolution time. Now we can be able to reduce more. So depending on a good data, depending on good analyzed data, you'll be able to make decisions. So decision making, if suppose you are making some decisions alone without any data, without consulting with your team members, without consulting with your leads or your managers, what are the chances that you will destroy everything? You will not be able to understand that what kind of decision you are taking, because you are not having anything or any data to back it up, right? So just make sure that whenever you are working onto it, or just work in a collaboration with your team. Never ever work in silos. That is the most horrible thing for a team. Now, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much, by Helen Keller. So it's a nice thing that alone we can sit alone and we can do something which is in our hand only. But when we start working as a team, we can be able to break so much mountains in our path, which is easy to work on. Now, think and work holistically. This is what we have discussed in the previous lecture also. So think and work holistically means like you have to understand the processes very organically. Whatever you are having in your hand, you need to understand the significance of it. Or suppose you are going to implement something new, then you need to understand that what is the significance of doing that. If you are not able to understand, in that case, what will happen? Maybe you are ending up doing some wrong thing. Maybe you will end up doing something which was not expected to be done. So before working or implementing anything new or introducing anything new in the system, it is better you can understand that particular process or the significance of that technology or that process. Now, you need to understand the dependencies of the processes. You need to understand how you can be able to optimize the processes. Most of the times people concentrate on a single part, which is not good. Most of the times they'll change one single part and then afterwards that single part will destroy or disrupt the complete service what you are having in your hand, right? So this is going to be a complicated situation. Now, we come up with another topic, and so complexity. Okay, before leaving on some another topics, we will discuss few more things. Just make sure, guys, that whatever you are doing, like whatever you are working on, keep it simple and practical. Avoid unnecessary complexity. Most of the times what is happening, we feel like if something is complicated, that is going to work very nicely. It's not happening in that. If we are just try to create some simpler things, some simpler processes, don't work or create a kind of overhead for yourself that just intentionally you are complicating something which is going to help you out. That doesn't work in that way, right? So simplicity is is the ultimate sophistication what you can create, right? Optimize and automate, the seventh one. So optimize and automate is first of all, set up a process that you have created a process for something which is a 10 steps, and now you started working on it. You are achieving what you have decided and what you have expected, perceived. And now what is happening, that once you are good with that, you see the results are coming in. And now you feel that my team is spending time on 10 or 12 steps and they are not very much, the results they are expecting, they are getting it very nicely. But now you feel that, okay, we can be able to optimize that. If I can remove some steps, which is very well aware by team. So what will happen? The team will cut their time and we will be able to improve the resolution time for the team. So in that way, what you will do, you will first set up a process which will get mature, which will get properly working and running. And then afterwards, what you will do, you will start optimizing it or you will start automating it. So automating it, you can use some tools, you can use some AI mechanisms or something else, but you will work on it. So before or with all those things are optimization and automation, you'll be reducing your resolution times. It may be a service request or it may be an incident or it may be any other things, right? So guys, understand all these 7 guiding principles which you are having for ITILv4. Focus on starting progress through collaboration to think simply and optimize. So what does that mean? It's just like you involve everyone. You will focus on your goal. You will start whatever you are having in your hand. You progress with the continual improvement by getting the regular feedbacks on your processes or whatever you are getting in your hand. You have make a rule in your organization that no one will work into silos. So you want to collaborate. You want to promote the visibility and the transparency in the team. You will understand the process. You will understand the significance, what you are going to deploy. And then afterwards, you will keep it simple and keep it maturing. So you will let it mature with the continuous time passing by. And once it will get matured, then you will start optimizing it and automating it. So this is what 7 guiding principle works, and you will be able to understand that. Okay. So moving on the next topic, guys, we are having these principles. So all these things we have explained already, and we are moving or coming to the governance. Now, and guys, don't get confused with this module 4 and module 3. It is just like simple things which I am choosing to explain you the lectures, and it is my separate slides. So now we are talking about governance in IT by using ITILv4. So when you started studying ahead, suppose you are going to do some higher or senior courses when you have 8-9 years of experience or something like that, then you will be able to understand what is governance, what is other part. So just try to understand that what is governance. Governance is not management, guys. Keep it in mind that governance, don't get it confused actually with governance and management. Governance is somewhat different. Management is somewhat different. So governance is the means by which an organization is directed and controlled. It means common directions, policies, and rules. So now try to understand this particular line which is visible on the screen. So like it is just a team or a body of members which are providing you something which helps you to direct the organization, which helps you to control the directions given by your leadership, which helps you to understand that where the organization wants to or where your leadership member want to drive your organization. Now, the management comes in picture once these directions are set and given. Then management comes in picture, and then they will start executing those part, whatever the directions are given by governance, right? So governance sets direction, management executes that. Governor answers why and what. Management answers how it is going to happen. Governance ensures alignment with business objectives. What gets measured gets managed. So simple, guys. Try and understand that. As I said, that governance answers why and what, why we are going to do that, what we are going to do that. So the governance will tell you, the leadership members will tell you, the managers or the management, your managers, your leads, they will tell you that how you have to do that or how you will be able to do that. So as simple as that, it was a statement that what gets measured gets managed, right? So if you want to manage something, you simply need to understand that you have to measure that thing. If you want to say someone is fat or she is fat, then you need to have a comparative study or comparative criteria so that you can be able to tell them. And in that situation, what we do, we have a weight in kilograms or something, and then we can be able to identify that, okay, this is a person who is much fatter than me or obese or something else. So this is what it happens. So until unless you are measuring something, you will not be able to manage that in a nicer way. Now, the governance actually or the governance activities are some topics which is mentioned on the right side of the slide. So what we have, direct or governance, like I said, the governance directs or governance gives the direction and controls. So what it happens, board sets digital strategies, defines risk appetite, allocates budget. They provide you the thoughts, they give you the logics that okay, we want to do that, we are having this much of budget, we are having this is what the strategy is, what we are going to achieve out of it. This is what it happens from direct stage or the direction given stage from governance. Monitoring. So what your governance team will do, they track your KPIs, the key performance indicators. They read the SLA compliance, the service level agreements, risk indicators are there. So every reports, every quarterly service performance dashboard, they watch on whatever your team is giving it to them, and they keep an eye on that. They evaluate actually. So evaluation, how it happens? The strategy relevance, they review each and every strategy what you are going to deploy or any processes or any practices you are going to deploy. They evaluate it if it is having a relevance with the new strategy or not. They adjust the portfolio investments depending on your further steps, what you are going to opt, what you are going to purchase. So these things happen. Now government insights, okay. What it happens in mature organizations, governance does not micromanage, it empowers. Governance sits at the top of the service value system, ensuring everything aligns with the business goal. Anything, whatever you are doing, should not go in a vain, because whatever you are doing, it is supposed to create some value for the consumers, for the customers, right? And they can be anyone, external consumers or customers, or maybe your internal consumers and customers. So moving on, the new topic which is called as service value chain. Previously we have understood service value system. Now we are going to understand service value chain. So service value chain is your core operating model of ITIL, converting demand into value through coordinated activities and other stuffs, which we are understanding shortly. So there are 6 interconnected activities which are explained over here on the screen. So planning, improving, engaging, designing and transition, obtaining and build, deliver and support. So guys, whenever you are reading this or in all the lectures, if you observe thoroughly, you will be able to identify that it is always about the collaboration. ITIL never talks about doing anything in silos. Okay, so just keep in mind that everything, whatever you are doing, is a collaborative task which needs to be performed. So now planning, strategy and directions, business level. So business level, the highest level of the business, like governance team or the leadership team, they define the strategic direction. Portfolio planning, they do an annual IT roadmap plan, and they give it to their managers to manage it and to see that how they can be able to execute. Like suppose a simple example, the governance body or the leadership comes and they say that okay, this year we want to reduce the cost of IT by $100 per technician in the team. So now what you will start doing, so your managers, your teams will start looking for the scope that where we can be able to reduce this $100 yearly or monthly. And then you will create a plan or start working onto it. Sorry guys. So improvement. What is business? Continual improvement culture should be there, which we talk about plenty of time, that iterative feedback should be there. Your managers needs to continuously see that what you are doing and what you are achieving. If you are mature, that we need to optimize and automate. So these, each and everything is nothing but a kind of improvement or continual improvement, which is there. And if we are working on a serious thing, we'll be able to achieve that. Engaging. Stakeholder relationship management, like engaging everyone's operational teams like service desk, your CRM team, your technical teams. So there are plenty of people who you need to engage, because a thought coming from the top bodies should need to percolate it till your junior team, which is service desk. Because if they are not able to understand, they will not be able to perform that. If they are having an understanding of the business, what they are doing, and if they are going wrong, that how it is going to impact the complete business, they'll be able to work more efficiently if they are aware of the things. Now comes the design and transitions. So now if you are going to design something, if you are working on a new process or practices, there are risks which you need to be aware of while you are designing a new service. Change should be there, release management should be there, deploying anything like any applications, ERP systems or any robotic systems or any other stuff. So you always need to take care of it, that there will be plenty of things which can create a kind of risk and which will destroy your complete new operation. Obtain and build. You have to look for other options. You have to look for vendors. You have to look for other providers. Then you have to communicate with your development teams, your configuration teams. You have to create some business custom flows. You have to understand what tool you are using, how much easy it is, how much good it is. So you need to work in that way. Now the last point comes in, which is deliver and support. So once you have prepared everything, you have ready with that, you will deliver it to the consumers, and then you are keen to support them, because they are not the technology enablers. You are the technology enabler, and you have to handle all those things, right? Now, few pointers which I would love to explain you guys, that SVC is not a linear thing. Activities are interconnected. Inputs transform into outputs. Demands, activities, outputs, values. So end of everything should be value. You have to make sure that it should be creating some kind of value for your customers or consumers. Each activity which transforms inputs to outputs, progressively adding value to convert demands into outcomes. So you always have to understand all these things. Until unless you are working in an organization, you have to take care of these things, that your consumers are getting the proper value, whatever they are using on. Now we'll go on value streams concept, what we have saw on the last slide. We'll be able to explain or understand these things on this value stream. So like suppose, guys, sorry, a value stream is the end-to-end flow of activities to deliver values. Now we'll be trying to understand with some topics where you'll be able to understand that. So when we are talking about an incident resolution, incident is anything which is broken into your service, what you are getting, and you want to resolve it as soon as possible. So take an example. I'm just giving you an overview. User reports an issue, engages your L1 team or service desk team. Service desk logs and categorizes the ticket, delivers their support. Escalation to the technical team, and service desk, after understanding and after validating those incidents, they dispatched it to the right team if they are properly trained. Escalation to the technical team, it goes to L2 or L3 team. They work onto it, they fixed and they deployed it again. Problem record created if it is needed. Value stream is organization specific and you have worked onto it. So after these 6 things, it is fixed, it is deployed, your incident is resolved. So now guys, we are talking about an idealistic situation. Now if suppose your values are not right, you haven't gone through with the regular feedback, you haven't improved your processes, your practices. Now what will happen? User reports one issue to your service desk, and service desk is not very well versed with your technology, with their processes. What will happen? They will not be able to dispatch the ticket to the right team. And now They are keeping that ticket with themselves for maybe half an hour or maybe 1 hour, and it is reaching to SLA breach. Now they started passing an incident to some different teams where it is not destined to. So in that situation, what will happen? It will be a complete chaos in your environment. So this is what the reason is. The processes and the practices needs to be completely taught and explained to your team members. It may be L1 or it may be L2 or it may be any senior teams, but they need to understand that. And these things needs to be managed and measured all the time. Right, guys? So now critical insight out of this. Map actual workflows, not ideal documentation. So what you are actually working on, you have to create that kind of documentation, not an idealistic documentation which you are following. You are not following it at all. So this is not going to work for you guys. So whenever you are working, you have to create actual workflow through which you are going to work on. Possibly the different ways are with different organizations. So if you are working in A organization, maybe they are having a different incident handling mechanism. If you are working with a B company, they might have a different way of incident handling. So you have to work differently in different organization, but the base should be same. And the documentation you are creating for your process, always make sure that what actual path you are following, you are writing the same thing on your documentation. So don't work in this way that you have created an ideal documentation and then you are working in some different ways. So they both will not manage or they both will not comply to each other, and which will be a kind of dumb thing which people are going to do. Now, what we'll do, let's connect everything. Guiding principles is a mindset. Governance is a direction. SVC is an operating model. Value streams is an execution flow. Together, they form the backbone of ITILv4, guys. So if you are a fresher, this is your foundation. If you are experienced, this is your refinement tool. ITILv4 is not about a bureaucracy. It is about intelligent service management. I close with this. Technology delivers capability, processes deliver consistently, but the leadership delivers value. So always just keep in mind, ITIL gives you the structure to lead. So always make sure that whatever you are doing, as we have discussed, as we have understood, that again I'm saying that guiding principle is mindset, governance is the direction, service value chain is the operating model, and value stream is the execution flow. So all these things work hand in hand and they go long way when they work together and when they do the things collaboratively. So guys, thanks for this lecture. Thanks for joining me on this new topic of ITILv4, and I hope I'm able to make you guys understand few things today. And I'm happy to help you guys. If someone comments, you have any questions related to ITILv4, you can go ahead and write me down and I'll try to answer you as much as I can. So thanks guys. Thanks for joining me. See you on the next video. Thank you very much to all of you. Have a nice day.